You ever feel like you walk into a conversation and you just want to know what they were talking about?
One, I love your name. And then two, saying AwardsWatch, I'm like, oh, no wonder we're talking to him, because this is probably going to be considered for everything.
Well, I mean, what you call your shot now? 15 Emmys, 20?
I like, let me tell you, like one, I was so impressed that like Peacock let us give all of EPK money to Fatal Farm to do that weird jail interview. And then in addition to that, I was pressing them to try to send out Oscar screeners, like for your consideration. And then MacGruber would then apologize and be like try to get the DVDs back because he had spent his own money, and then he didn't realize that you could, he's not up for Oscars. But they said no. They said no. And then I wanted to be up for a Pulitzer Prize as well.
I don't even know where to start. We've kind of gone off in a different direction than I anticipated. I can tell you that I loved the MacGruber film. Shortly after my wife and I got engaged, I almost said when my wife got engaged, like she was married to someone else. But when we got engaged, one of the first movies we saw after that was the MacGruber movie. And I remember you're shaking your head no, like that was a mistake. Well, what she reminds me of is people leaving the theater, and I can only think of the antics involving celery. So I mean, that's what sticks out in my mind. I just, that type of humor always stuck with me, and it's So when I think of that movie, I think of romance because it's tied to our love story here at the house. So thank you.
And you get a lot more Will Forte butt in this series.
Yeah.
Too, so.
Yeah. So was that part of like the writing process? Was it triple butt this time? I was kind of taken aback by that because I thought we'd seen his butt, but you guys take it to the next level.
When you said that as a part of the writing process, I immediately pictured Will naked in the writer's room. Like, this is what it's going to look like. We're like, yeah, put your pants back on. I don't know. Like, Will always wants to get naked, right? I think it was always a foregone conclusion that there are going to be a lot of Will butt shots.
Yeah, and I think the butt, like specifically the butt stuff that you're talking about, like the biggest kind of close up stuff of it, it was 100% his idea.
100%. You mean in the titles, basically?
Well, no, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking when he's on the ladder and
yeah.
Yeah,
you really wanted to have an Aliens moment of like getting close to it, but
yeah. What's funny is that when you talk to Will, he's so unassuming. You would never think it would be his idea to come up with these type of sequences, but therein lies the genius of this whole series. Now, my question to you is, how do you go about crafting this series? Because you had this layoff, you had the film. Or was there always a plan to do this?
It's thinking about it like it's a long movie. We had always wanted to do a sequel to the movie. It was originally thought of as a sequel. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves because it had become sort of a cult thing for a lot of people. And so it does put more onus on like, it's got to be better than the first one. And so almost making it into a series gave us more runway to be like, we can do more things with this. There's less pressure because there's so many more episodes. It's a bigger story. So it made sense for us to think about it like a sequel, but broken into 8 parts. And then we get to do that much more drama. And so, yeah, it was always kind of thought about in that way.
Is there anything off limits for you and John and Will when you're coming up with these series? Because just when I think you guys aren't going to go there, you guys go there and you take a selfie after crossing that line because you've went there. There seems no sort, as long as it gets a laugh, you guys go for it. And I find that amazing and I love it. But I'm wondering, is there anything you guys won't do for a laugh in the series?
John, go ahead.
I mean, I'm trying to think of, there probably were things that we cut that we probably cut them just because we didn't think they were funny. But in terms of considering things, no, I don't think there is. I think everything is on the table.
There was an idea in our Google Doc that we had for 11 years of like ideas. Well, maybe this, where his new move was going to be skinning people alive, which was an ode to Predator. Yeah. But the bad guy in Predator.
I can't thank you enough for the time, gentlemen. for one of the more interesting interviews I've ever done. We've gone the gambit. We've covered skinning. We've covered up closes of butts, and we've now talked about Predator. I don't know where else we can go. And of course, remind everybody that we are talking about a show that's going to be for your consideration because it makes perfect sense, obviously.
Yeah. If we could win a Peabody, I don't know, just put us in every category for everything.
So for every award show from here on out, we're just going to enter MacGruber and just something.
I also tried them to get the names of the Nobel Peace Prize laureates so we could send them packages of like that we were doing, we're doing God's work basically.
I can't think of a better way to end. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.